Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, September 12, 2017. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, the American Automobile Association says gas price increases are beginning to slow down in spite of the most recent hurricane. The state of Tennessee is sending medical volunteers to help with relief efforts in Florida. The Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development is now accepting broadband accessibility grant applications, and the Tullahoma Wildcats lose another close one to the Franklin County Rebels. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
The Russell Barnett Automotive family has launched its new Owner Advantage program. It starts as simple as your first year's maintenance is included with the purchase. We have 1 year, 3 year, 5 year plans available. Car detailing, car rental, collision repair. Stop by one of our 5 locations and let one of our certified sales staff tell you all about it. The Russell Barnett Automotive Family Advantage program. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Don't stop believing, Tullahoma. Faithfully, Tullahoma Parks and Rec is excited to announce Journey Resurrection, a Journey tribute band that will perform free to the public Friday, September 15th from Fraser McEwen Park at 7 p.m. The wheel in the sky will keep on turning, so bring your chairs and blankets. Cold drinks and food will be on hand, and you can have it any way you want. We'll see you there, rain or shine. Resurrection, a Journey tribute band in Tullahoma, presented by Bud Light. Visit tullahomatn.gov for more info.
Welcome back. AAA says for the first time in more than 15 days, the national gas price average appears to be leveling off despite Hurricane Irma holding steady for 5 days at $2.67 a gallon. Today's national gas price average is just 3 cents more expensive on the week. With a 7-cent increase, Florida, Indiana, and Georgia were among the top 10 states who saw the largest gas price increases on the week, while some states actually saw gas prices drop by 1 to 6 cents. At the end of last week, some Florida and other southeast states saw consumers flock to gas stations to fill up on fuel, causing some stations to have gas outages ahead of the storm. AAA spokesperson Jeanette Castellano said, quote, "There is not a gasoline shortage in the U.S., but instead localized challenges," end quote. Today, 69% of gas stations in the U.S. are selling gas at $2.50 or more. Only 7% list gas at $3 or more.
Gas prices in the South and Southeast continue to increase, although the jumps are not as dramatic as seen last week, with Florida and Georgia up 7 cents, Alabama up 5 cents, and Tennessee and South Carolina up 4 cents. With no refineries in Florida, Hurricane Irma threatened already tightened gasoline supply levels caused by Hurricane Harvey. As Gulf Coast refineries come back online and increase operating levels, the Colonial Pipeline, which provides gasoline from Houston, Texas to Greensboro, North Carolina, is experiencing delivery delays of up to a week to mid-Atlantic states. As a result, many South and Southeast states will likely see continued gas price increases stemming from Harvey and now Irma.
The state of Tennessee deployed multiple teams of healthcare and search and rescue professionals south on Friday to help local, state, and federal officials in Florida dealing with the impact of Hurricane Irma, the second catastrophic hurricane to strike the continental United States this season. Tennessee's Hurricane Irma teams have a total of 151 members, to include a 40-person nurse strike team, 5 ambulance strike teams with 57 members, 3 urban search and rescue teams with 40 personnel, 2 health incident management teams with 10 personnel, and a 4-member team of emergency management officials.
The nurse strike team includes practitioners from Tennessee Department of Health regional public health departments across Tennessee and will provide crucial medical care and support to Hurricane Irma survivors. The ambulance strike team includes advanced emergency medical medical technicians and paramedics from several counties, including Vanderbilt Lifeline and Bedford County Emergency Medical Services.
The Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development announced last week that it is now accepting broadband accessibility grant applications until November 17, 2017. Established by the recently enacted Tennessee Broadband Accessibility Act, the program aims to spread broadband access to more Tennesseans while promoting practices that include deployment and encourage adoption. In total, $10 million is available in the first round of grants.
The broadband accessibility grants are meant to help offset the capital expenses of deploying broadband in currently unserved areas. Projects must serve locations without access to download speeds of at least 10 megabits per second and upload speeds of at least 1 megabit per second. Preference will be given to areas that are unlikely to receive broadband service without grant funding. Applicants must be authorized to provide retail broadband in the proposed service area. Following the close of the application period, TNECD will hold a 3-week online public comment period to receive additional input and information regarding submitted applications. TNECD anticipates announcing grantees in January 2018, with projects underway in early 2018. And stay with us. We'll be right back with more Newsleader on 6.
Keith Barnett here with the Russell Barnett Automotive family. Over 75% of car shoppers today use the internet to search for their new or pre-owned vehicle. That's why the RussellBarnett.com website is so versatile, where you can check it anytime, all the time, online. You can search through our new and pre-owned inventory by make, model, mileage, or price. We can value your trade-in and get you pre-approved for financing before you even walk in the door. So check out RussellBarnett.com, and remember, why buy anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. Hundreds of Coffee County residents gathered in Manchester on Monday to recognize county first responders in remembrance of 9/11. Newsleader's Philip Scoggins brings us this video.
Our next presentation will be by Mr. Alan Harris for the American Legion Post in Tullahoma.
I'm over your side, right? On behalf of Benny Garrick, the commander of American Legion Post 43 in Tullahoma, I have 2 awards to present today. The first is presented to Officer Brooke Earhart of the Tullahoma Police Department. Officer Earhart has been employed by the City of Tullahoma since July of 2015. In that time, Officer Earhart has demonstrated her willingness to interact with the children of our community and embraces the concept of community policing. In 2017, the Tullahoma Police Department implemented the Adopt a Cop program in the 4 elementary schools in Tullahoma. The program centers around the elementary schools adopting a cop and creating a partnership and relationship with the officers. Officer Earhart volunteered to be adopted by the Bel Air Elementary School. As an afternoon shift patrol officer, Officer Earhart was willing to sacrifice her off-duty time to frequent the school and participate in a number of activities to build the relationship, confidence, and friendship of students and staff. Since the program inception in January, Officer Earhart has devoted 2 hours a week to the school. Her activities have included classroom visits, assistance with fire drills, attending parties held by the classes, eat breakfast with the students during the morning, attend awards day, participate in career day, visit with students and teachers during lunch and recess, read to the Girl Scout troops, participate in the Read Across America program, actively participated in the jump rope for a healthy heart, end-of-year events, meet with counselors to identify at-risk children, and be a greeter to parents and children upon return to school from school breaks. Officer Earhart's willingness to give back to the community, the children and the families, is indicative of the spirit the Tullahoma Police Department strives to achieve to make the community a great place to live and raise children. The Tullahoma Police Department is proud to have an officer of Brooks' caliber. The plaque reads, Patriot of the Year, presented to Brooke Earhart, Tullahoma Police Department for selfless dedication to duty for all Coffee County by the American Legion Post 43, given this 11th day of September 2017. The next Patriot of the Year award is, in my mind, unique. Will firefighter Devin DeFord please step forward? Yes, you heard me correct. Firefighter Devin DeFord. Devin has been with the Hickerson Station Fire Department for a year. In the short time he has been there, Devin has already completed his 16 hours intro to fire services, 64-hour basic firefighting course, and completed his firefighting live burn commission and introduction to wildland fire behavior. Since joining the fire department, Devin has been very active in trying to come up with different events that the fire department could implement to use as fundraisers and events that they could use to give back to their community in order to show them how much we appreciate their continued support. This is Hickerson Station. But the fire department is not the only way Devin gives back to his community, as you can plainly see. Devin has actually been in emergency services since 1998, when he began his career in law enforcement with the Coffee County Sheriff's Department. In 1999, Devin was hired by the Manchester Police Department and went on to graduate from the Tennessee Law Enforcement Academy as a certified police officer. Devin is still a police officer for the Manchester Police Department, where he now serves at the rank of sergeant. He's a big boy, too. Outside of the fire and police department, Devin enjoys spending time with his family. He is married to Missy DeFord, who is the Coffee County Commissioner for District 14. Devin and Missy have 3 children, Garrett, Eli, and Emily, and 1 grandson, Waylon. Devin's selfless giving to his community has proved to be very influential in his family, as his youngest son, Eli, has just enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. The Hickerson Station Volunteer Fire Department would like to thank Devin and his family for everything they do for our great community. The citation reads, Patriots Day, Patriot of the Year, presented to Devin DeFord, Hickerson Station Volunteer Fire Department for selfless dedication to duty for all Coffee County by American Legion Post 43, given this 11th day of September 2017.
We'll be right back after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
Welcome back. The Tullahoma Wildcats clashed with traditional rival Franklin County Friday night at Wilkins Stadium in Tullahoma. The Rebels rolled to a 28-7 halftime lead and held off a Wildcat rally in the second half to get the win 49-42. John Gray spoke to Tullahoma head coach John Olive on Saturday morning.
Morning, I'm John Gray here with Coach John Olive on the John Olive Fifth Quarter Show. And last night we had our third local rivalry game with Franklin County, and it was a really hard fought ball game by the Tullahoma Wildcats. We ended up losing that ball game by one touchdown, 49-42. That's right, 49-42. And it was a very interesting game. I know you're going to enjoy watching it because we learned again last night that we have a bunch of kids out there on the football field that have no give up in them. Coach, you boys played hard.
We will battle. We just, to make that jump from being an average team, which is what we are at 2-2, to becoming a good team. We're so close. And we just gotta be able to do the little things to make the jump. Us as coaches, us as players, if we can do that, then we got a chance to become a playoff team, and that's our goal, is to get to the playoffs.
Well, and what impressed me last night is you had 2 or 3 and then ended up four players when the Burks kid had a mishap, but you had 3 or 4 starters that weren't able to play the game last night, and you had people step up and take their places and perform well.
Next man up. And, we knew about all of them except Amari. And Amari got hurt on the opening kickoff, as he's a safety on the kickoff team. And anyway, got blindsided there. And, clean shot. It wasn't an illegal block or anything. It's just one of those freak things that happens.
So we'll check on him as the week goes by as to what's actually going on there.
Right.
So, it was a fun game in the stands, and everybody was staying excited and yelling and pushing, and it's just Tullahoma Wildcat football, folks. It's one of the greatest things that happens in this town, and it happens every fall. And right now we're involved in a 2-2 season, and looking forward to. I guess we're going into pretty much most of our district play now.
Well, we go to Spring Hill, which will be region or district, and and then we get Lincoln County for homecoming. There's only 6 teams in our region, so you're interspaced out. I think Nolensville and Lawrence County is the only time we play 2 region games back to back.
Right.
I don't know why we're digging ourselves in a hole. I understand a little bit, but but we know what we got to do, what we got to get corrected, and that's what we got to work on. And if we don't turn the corner and get to where we're making some progress, there's areas that we've got to work on, and that's what we got to do as coaching staff. That's what we got to do as players, and we've got to get better as coaches at seeing some things on Friday night on all 3 spectrums of the game and making those adjustments before we have to get to halftime. And our players have to be able to make adjustments, like I talked about Jacob Hill adjusting during the play, who he was on a block. Those are the type of things that you got to be able to do, and if we'll do that, and if we'll get it down to where when we come out on a Friday night and we don't dig ourselves in these 3 touchdown holes that we've done 2 out of 3 times, and even last week we were down 2 touchdowns. I've got to figure it out why we're starting so slow, and see if we can't get this thing turned around to where we start fast and finish fast.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up in a moment.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation.
It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. The annual Alzheimer's Walk is coming up soon. Peggy Burton spoke with 2 representatives from the local Alzheimer's Association about this year's event.
I have with me this morning Kelsey Williams and Cindy Richardson, and they're with the Alzheimer's Walk, which is coming up September 23rd. So let's just talk about it.
Okay. It's on Saturday, September 23rd at the South Jackson Civic Center. We're going to have registration from 8 to 9, and then we're going to have an opening ceremony at 9.
Do you have coffee and donuts?
We will have coffee.
Oh, okay.
We're working on our food donations right now, but we'll have lots of food there, lots of games.
Good.
And then the walk itself will probably start around 9:30, and we'll go up to Walgreens, and then we'll head back to South Jackson.
It's a wonderful opportunity for people. Do you have people signed up already?
Yeah, we have, I think, over 300 people registered
great. And
right
so
now.
You're still looking for more people to sign up?
Absolutely.
So what do they do?
Yeah, so people can register online, alz.org/walk. You just put in your zip code and it'll bring up the walks in the area that are closest to you. It'll bring up the 4 closest walks, so putting in the zip code for Tullahoma will bring up our walk here in Tullahoma on the 23rd. And then there's just an area that says register, and people can register as an individual or they can register as a team. We encourage people.
And can they register whether they've signed up or not? Can they just show up that day?
Absolutely, yeah. We'll have registration that morning. It's free to register. It's free to participate with us. We encourage people to fundraise. To move the cause forward to help fund research.
I know when we were talking about in teams. People sign up in teams, and it's kind of fun to walk with your friends, so those friends get together and try to raise money.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the ways, Cindy, that people raise money?
There are lots of different ways to fundraise. People can do bake sales, car wash. We have one team this year that's already done a spaghetti supper that was a huge success.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
They've actually done a car show before that's done really good. I usually do an annual pancake breakfast that always does really well.
And where do you do that?
At College Street Baptist Church, which is my team that I have. We do it there. There's lots of different ways. People can get really creative sometimes with their fundraising. We have some tools that they can sell and fundraise that way.
Yeah.
Lots of different.
So if somebody's interested in forming a team and wants more information than they actually have, who do they call?
Yeah, so we have our 24/7 helpline, which is 1-800-272-3900. And during local business hours, it will roll people into our Middle Tennessee office. And then, if they say, hey, I'm interested in learning more about the walk that's in Tullahoma, they'll be connected with me and I can tell them more about that.
Yeah.
People can also reach out to me over email, kewilliams@alz.org. Happy to answer any questions that people have. My contact information is also listed on our walk website. So when people put in,
So that information right there that's on the screen now, if you'll write that down, because I know it's hard to remember all these things that you're rattling off, but that will get you right to the answer.
Yes, it
which
absolutely
is,
will.
I think, pretty important.
So we have 4 walks in our Middle Tennessee area. We have this one here in Tullahoma. We have one in Clarksville. We have one in Rutherford County, and then we have one in Nashville.
And all those
Middle Tennessee. All of these walks serve the Middle Tennessee area. So the money that we raise in these 4 walks serve the 30-plus counties in Middle Tennessee that we do programs in. We have free educational programs that we can come into businesses or churches or,
So if you're a person out there and you want somebody to come and speak on Alzheimer's,
we
you can
do that.
call this number and someone will come to your area, your group, whatever it is.
And we do that for free.
And you can ask questions and That is a great program. Does any of this money go to Trinity Care
not
Center
to Trinity,
or directly?
Trinity, I'm pretty sure, is actually a team with us this year. And so their staff are joining us in this fight to end Alzheimer's and partner with us, because it's a very natural partnership. You know, a lot of these senior living facilities, people that are working with Alzheimer's day to day, partnering with us in the walk, because we all have the same vision, and that vision's a world without Alzheimer's.
Which would be lovely.
Which would be lovely. And
I am so glad you all came. Our time is up, but registration 8 o'clock on September 23rd, ceremony at 9 a.m. And raise all the money you can, and if you need information, please jot down those that website and that phone number. And thank you. It's so nice to meet you, Kelsey and Cindy. Great to have you back.
Thank you.
And don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include representatives from the Tullahoma Animal Shelter, who will invite everyone out to Tractor Supply for their Adopt a Dog event. Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell will tell us about the Honor Flight program, and Susan Stovall from the Tullahoma Library will let us know about the library's observance of National Library Card Signing Month. All that and more on this week's Living.
And stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
Have you ever been involved in one of these? And you need one of these? Then look no further than the Russell Barnett Certified Collision Center. With a state-of-the-art facility, aluminum capabilities, lifetime paint guarantee, Russell Barnett Auto Rental, claims assistance from start to finish. We are here to serve you. So stop by and let us show you why we are number one, the Russell Barnett Certified Collision Center.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1962 at 95 degrees. The record low was in 1940 at 37 degrees. The average high on this day is 84 and the average low is 60. Rain in your forecast, and continues rather in your forecast for tonight, with a low of around 59. Windy with rainy weather expected on Wednesday with a high of 65 and a low of 60, and mostly cloudy weather in the forecast for Thursday with a high of 77 and a low of 60. And that's our Newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.